All right.
We're live. Hey guys.
We are live.
Sara and Brandon here from theharmoniousduo.com, and we wanted to come in and talk to you guys today about really like more of like a question that we get asked a lot by people who want to know why it is that we they always ask us, like, why is it you're always traveling every 90 days? Why is it you're always going to
every single event
to these events? You're always talking about, you know, how every 90 days you go to events and you make sure to go to every single one. Like, why? What's the purpose of that? And, you know, the reason is because, like, ultimately, you know, we just kind of turn back around and ask, well, you know, what would surrounding yourself by the successful leaders of your industry do for your income? You know,
and automatically when they hear that question being asked back to them, they understand where we're coming from. It's not us just kind of not answering the question. It's us getting them to enlighten themselves about the answer. Now, the big reason why we've made that decision to be involved with every single event from here on out for the life of our business is because of the benefits that come from that. And we're going to share what those benefits are today in this little short hangout with you guys, and in hopes that it will encourage you guys to lock arms with us, join us in Nashville, and see what this is all about. Because when we ask that question, to get back to that answer, when we ask that question back to those folks, you know, what would getting and surrounding yourself with the top leaders of your industry, not anybody else's, but your industry, what would that do for your income? And everybody else, or everybody right here watching this video, I assume, or most of them, okay, I don't want to say everybody, you might not have a job, but I'd say 90% of you guys out here watching this have got some source of income, some source of a way to make money and provide for yourself, okay? Now, if you're doing that and you're not being mentored, if you're not being guided, if you don't have anybody who's above you teaching you things that you don't know, how are you going to excel and increase your money? How are you going to ever get to that next level? And that is what we're going to share with you today, the importance of being able to take your business from one level to the next level simply by just attending these events and by surrounding yourself with people who are magnificent in what they do. And they're just happy to share their strategies. And all they ask from the people who they share this with is to listen and apply and then reteach everything that they just were taught. That's really that's your only requirement if you want to join us in Nashville, is to learn what you're learning, you know, learn what you're being taught, teach it again, and then do it with an open mind. That's really all it takes. And a little bit about us before we go into the content for today, so you can feel a little more comfortable with that, is Sara and I had zero experience of internet marketing, I guess you could say. And we had zero internet experience. And the one thing that kind of blew me through, or, you know, blew my mind when I got introduced to this opportunity, was that it was done online. I'd been an offline kind of guy who had, you know, serious adventure-driven spirits to create businesses out of nothing, you know, and I always wanted to do that. I just never knew really how. And we had zero internet experience. So when we got together with, with our sponsor who introduced this opportunity to us, it kind of started to make sense, because the things that we were lacking offline, we got to take advantage of online. And her being a stay-at-home mother, she wanted to always be able to provide while being able to be a stay-at-home mother, but we never knew how that was possible.
Especially because, you know, we were by the time that this was introduced to us, we were already at a place in life where like our life was good, but it wasn't like what we saw for ourselves at that time. And you know, our daughter was, I think, barely 6 or 7 months old, and like he said, I was a full-time stay-at-home mom with her, and I mean, which is great because it's exactly what I wanted, but at the same time, like, I wanted him there too, you know. I wanted him. It was always very important to me that I have, you know, like, whenever I start building a family, that the man that I choose to build it with is, you know, is present, that he builds that strong relationship with his kids. And so, you know, whenever we had Savannah, Brandon was a poker player. That was his full-time income. And so instead of spending, you know, 8 or 10 hours a day in a cubicle, he was spending anywhere between 8 to possibly 16, 17, 18 hours a day at the poker tables, you know, attempting to bring in income. And some days he did. And when he did, it was really awesome. Like, not gonna lie, it was pretty amazing. But then, you know, poker's it's just not a reliable income stream. There's a lot of, you know, ups and there's a lot of downs. And sometimes when you hit a down period, it can last like what feels like forever. And that's kind of the period that we were in. We felt like this down period was gonna last forever. And we were really struggling emotionally, mentally. We started struggling financially. And it just got to this point where it was so much for us that we realized that something had to change and we needed to look for something different. We knew that whatever it was that we looked for had to give us the opportunity to where we could both still remain the main influence in our daughter's life and still be there for each other, but still gave us exactly what we were looking for in terms of the income level that we'd like for the lifestyle we wanted. And, like he said, whenever we approached this opportunity, we had no experience. We had like half the things that our sponsor was telling us, I didn't understand. The only thing that I really understood was that you do it online, which I was comfortable with, more so than him. And that it just happens. Like you just do stuff and it just happens and you make the money. And so I was, we're like, okay, well, let's be open-minded about it. Let's go for it, because whatever this is, like, we see our friends doing it and making money. We see other people doing it and making money. So it has to, obviously it works. So we have to be open-minded enough to give it a try, because if we don't try this, then we have to go back to doing something that we did not want to do, which was put our child in daycare and both of us go fill out applications.
And that's terrible. And to even get in more depth about what kind of struggle we were having at that time, with me being away at the poker table, her being a stay-at-home mom, we were racking up debt, like she said. So we actually, by the time we made the decision to do something different, we had accumulated almost $60,000 worth of debt. And it wasn't a good feeling for a man who was out there and had to actually spend money every day to make money. Like, a lot of people out there in business, they understand it takes money to make money. But as a poker player, you literally have to spend money every single day, and it's investing every single day. And your ROI depends on your mentality, the table, variance, all kinds of luck involved. There's so many different things. And when you get to the business point of it, it starts to really make sense and say, okay, well, hold on. I can make just as much money as I made at the tables, have just as much fun impacting the lives of others, and make just as much money, if not more. That's what got me involved to say, okay, I'm with this. I'm going to do whatever it takes, because my family comes first. And if I can do whatever it takes, if I need to do whatever it takes to where I can plant my butt at the dinner table every single night while we're still making money, while we're traveling and seeing the world, while our daughter is able to learn new things from her parents. You know what I mean? If we could do that, what kind of parents would we be if we didn't take advantage of that?
Yeah. And then when we made that decision, it was like a snap of, well, obviously that didn't work. Thank you. But like with a snap of a finger, once we made that decision, we instantly, like overnight, became, internet marketers. And boom, the transition was kind of crazy, especially because you have a guy who like absolutely detested technology and hated computers and wanted nothing to do with them. And now he's like an online, internet marketer building a business online. And one of the things that we realized that we experienced, not as heavily as most of our new members that we bring in, but some similarities that we realized like very early on is that you kind of go through this period where once you've made the decision and you've become your own internet marketer, right? Where you kind of sit there and think to yourself, okay, well, wait a second, like what decision did I really just make? Is this real? Are these people legit? Like, is this really going to make me money? I mean, I know I thought it was going to make me money, but is it really going to make me money? Right. And you kind of just like start second guessing yourself and just really wondering, is what I just got into like real? Is it authentic? Is it, verifiable? And so one of the ways that we've noticed for us that really helped us, as well as, other people that have experienced the same issue, is getting to events. Because the second that we got to our first event, I mean, our mind was like completely blown. We were so taken aback by, all of the effort and the resources that were put into making this event possible. The fact that we got to see it was like between 3,000 and 5,000 people from all over the world who made the same decision we did and are all coming together to, collectively as a community to help each other get to that next level in their business, whatever type of business it was they were building, and getting to see the leaders and getting to be like, oh my gosh, like you're making it. And I'm rubbing elbows with you right now. Like, this is amazing. Like, can I have some of your mojo?
I'm telling you feel like Jesus is walking out. You just want to touch his cloth. You know what I mean? You're like, come on, just make me whole. It's almost just like that. You see these people, you get stuck. You know what I mean, right?
It is. It's very much like you just saw like your favorite celebrity walking down, walking like right in front of you. You're just like,
And mind you, we've been to a bunch of these events. Actually, we've been to every single event except for they did a couple. There was a couple that we missed, but it was
they did this weird little like event transition where they did them like literally back to back to back to back.
Right, and that was a little difficult for us. Not saying it was impossible; it was a little difficult for us, and so we ended up missing out on those. And that was probably one of the biggest mistakes we've made in the first year and a half of our business. Because if you take a look at who attends these events, it's not just people like me and her who are. Like in our first event, we thought that it was only going to be,
like new people,
like people like us, exactly. Like, we're going to meet a bunch of newbies and we're going to be introduced to things and it's going to be awesome. The people that were walking around were 5, 6, and 7-figure earners. Now, mind you, that why would it be important for a 7-figure earner to attend an event if he's already making 7 figures? That should get you thinking alone. That question right there should be like, wow, why is he? And the reason why that is because they learn new things every day. Mm-hmm. So if you have a millionaire learning new things in their business when they go to these events, just imagine what you're going to learn.
Should be doing too.
I mean, these people go to events the same reason why we do, which is if you could pick up on one thing, that could be that one thing that makes you your next $1 million. Mm-hmm. And what's the one thing were you going to say?
No, I was going to say one of the things that we heard at the very first event that we attended, which was again amazing, was the fact that they said, they were emphasizing, if you're new, it's really important that we solidify this principle of making sure that you grasp how important it is for you to attend every single event, because of the fact that you never know when your breakthrough is going to happen, that whatever breakthrough it is that you feel you have to have in order to truly step into your full potential to get those results you want, you never know when you're going to have that. So why would you take the chance to miss it by not attending every event?
And when he asked me that, when he asked the whole crowd that, it was like, wow, okay, you're absolutely right. We won't miss anything ever again, because the knowledge that we've been able to get from these people is outstanding. And we'll share with that in a little bit. But another reason why we attend these is the new experiences that we get to experience.
Yeah, pretty much. We get to build off those. Chances are you recognize the fact that every time you experience something in life, whether you deem it positive or negative, is always like a building block to help you get to something different. It's always, that next step. And so every time we go to these events, we always experience something different, both of us. And it's really cool because, we get to come back home and both of us come together and build off of those experiences that we had to help us make not only each other better, but our business better as well. Because if we can make ourselves better and we can make our business better, then we can help make other people better and then help make their business better as well. Like everything is a ripple effect. And a lot of that stems from the experiences that you get to experience when you put yourself in these situations, like going to every event.
And one of the breakthroughs we had at the last event that we had in Lake Las Vegas was one of the interactive workshops that they had. We've been to a bunch of events and they've been very interactive and very, very engaging. But this last one was where it wasn't just engaging with the speakers and with
just the people we were sitting next to.
This was where it was a big deal. I mean, we had a group of, I think, 2,000 or 3,000 people that had to form groups of 10 to 15 people. And this wasn't prepared for any of that, And so when we got to sit down with these people that we've never met before and get asked questions about what we're doing, it gets you to think about what you're really doing. A lot of the times as entrepreneurs or people in business for ourselves, we tend to wake up every day thinking that we're doing a lot for ourselves. We tend to think like, oh, you know what? I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Oh, I'm kicking butt. But in the moment somebody asks you, what are you working on for your business?
Yeah. What results have those efforts been getting?
Exactly. Now it's like, don't have anything to say. You see, and now this is one of the biggest reasons why we go is to get held accountable for our decisions that we've made, for our actions. When you make these actions every 90 days and you have to be put in front of these people, it's judgment day, folks. This is the day where they go and they ask you, okay, why are you not seeing the results that you want to see if you're doing everything you're being taught? Which
is really helpful because, when you transition from going to, say, like a corporate job where you're in a constant static environment that you're always being held accountable for, like every hour of the day, to taking an opportunity like building a business online, whatever kind of business that is, you go through a major shift in accountability. You go from somebody who basically has someone breathing down your neck being like, where's your report? Where's your report? Where's your report? To having no boss and realizing that, okay, I don't have a boss above me. I'm my boss. So wait a second. I don't feel like working today. So I don't think I'm going to, because it's okay, because I'm my own boss and I run my own business, so I can do whatever I want. And I'm guilty of this, like, so bad. So I'm not saying like this is something that we see other people doing, like this is personal experience. It's really easy to make that transition and fall into that trap of not being able to do what you need to do because you're your own boss. And so whenever we go to these events, it's a huge accountability factor, because it allows us to surround ourselves with not only obviously successful leaders, but with other members of our own community who may be at the same level as us, maybe a level below us, or maybe a little bit above us. But ultimately, we're all there to hold each other accountable and to just be like, hey, like, what are you doing?
And why?
Is that helping you, or is that hurting you? Because if it's hurting you, then you might want to consider doing something a little different. And
if you're hearing this right now and you feel like we're, badgering you or we're doing something like that, that's your own instinct saying that you don't know what the hell you're doing. Just to be quite honest with you.
We've had to go through that too, so don't worry.
It was very intimidating. I think it was probably I don't know how long. It was probably like a year after we were in. It was probably only about 3 or 4 events ago. But we got asked, I forget where it was exactly in our transition, but we got asked by one of the leaders, so what results have you seen in your business? And honestly, we had seen nothing up until that point, because everybody had either just a lot of reasons, a lot of big reasons on why people were not sticking around, and a lot of that had to do with us. Yeah. A lot of that had to do with us.
Our retention rate was pretty bad,
and it's because we were all learning, and like how you were going to learn. That's why we encourage you to find a mentor, find people who are doing what you're doing, because we didn't have that at the beginning. We didn't have a personal mentor. Now we have coaches, we have people who are around to give advice, but when you have that one-on-one mentor, that alone is going to take you to new heights. I heard something today in the audio that said, how far can you go if you're following yourself? If you are your only follower, how far can you go? You know what I mean? Like if you don't have anybody above you that's taking you and that's guiding you, you're only following yourself. You have, like, what are you learning?
It's like you can only go as far as your shadow.
Yeah.
Which, unless it's like midday, it's not very far.
It's not very far at all. And that's why one of the big things of getting with these people and getting around these folks, getting to these events and making sure that you get plugged into the community, because there's no reason to take advantage of something and not take advantage of it. Does it make any sense? I mean,
tap into it, but not really tap into it.
Right. I mean, what you get with us is something that's amazing that I haven't been a part of anywhere else. And that's the big reason why we decided to go forward with this opportunity, was because of the fact of how it made us feel when we were around these people.
Yeah, the energy is crazy. Like, whenever, especially if you're building a business from home, like it's so easy to, get in this like little period where you're just kind of just not as motivated as you should be or as you could be. You kind of start slacking and you start falling by the wayside. It's so easy to fall into that because you have all these distractions that pull your attention away, and you have to be really disciplined, Sarah. And and one of the things that we caught on really quickly with these events is the fact that it's literally like that jolt we need to recharge our battery. It's that instant like power charge. Is really cool, because the second that we get in to the event and we start surrounding ourselves with other members of our community, we start, going up and talking to the leaders that we're associated with, and we start just listening to, to stories from other people. The energy shift is so crazy, because it's like, it literally is like you just plugged yourself into an outlet and you just supercharged yourself like that. And you find like your motivation comes back. You find that your inspiration, your creativity level bumps up, a notch every time you go. It's really crazy.
It is. And a lot of people think that is hype. A lot of people will go and go, oh, you're just going for the hype, man. You ain't getting nothing out of that. And that is BS, because of the fact that the hype isn't really hype. It's pure energy coming from sincere individuals who want to see you succeed. Mm-hmm. Now, if you believe that is hype, then I don't even know why you're on this hangout, honestly, because there's the mentality behind people like that we cannot work with. You know what I mean? Like, it has to be able to see people for what they are and go, okay, well, look, this energy is honest. These people are real, and they're willing to do what it takes for my success. There's not too many people in the world that I know of that I've been able to be involved with that can do that. And to even take it a step further, a lot of those folks right now a lot of folks that are watching this right now might think that we're talking about our company events, and we're not. We're talking about specifically events that are going to cater to your needs and your business, that are going to help you get to that next level. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, we are going to Colorado on Friday, tomorrow. Or 2 days. Okay, I don't know what day it is.
Today's Wednesday.
Life of an entrepreneur, you don't know what day it is. But But yeah, so in 2 days from now, we're going to Colorado to meet with a small group of individuals. Now, we mentioned before in this hangout that we were going to events with 2,000, 3,000, up to 5,000. I think the most we've ever been to about 5,000 or 6,000 people in a crowd. But this one right now is going to be
like 30
to 50 people.
Very intimate.
Very, very intimate and hands-on. And we're going to be able to get something that we don't really get at those 3,000 person events. And that's why it's very crucial for you to not just pay attention to what is offered to you, but for you to seek out things that are going to benefit you, because that's what we had to do. We had to, get involved with another community who was basically a micro community of what we're doing. And then when we do that, they have things going on that can help benefit your company on, like we said, a very hands-on, face-to-face, more personal way.
Yeah.
And that's what we like to work. That's why when you decide to take action with us and join us in Nashville, what we're offering is for you to be able to take advantage of one of the biggest benefits, which is the masterminds that we get from being in Nashville. And if you don't understand what a mastermind is, all it is basically a big group of brainstorming, if you can say so. So we're sharing ideas, strategies, things that worked, things that didn't work.
Like what projects can we work on collectively as a team to help take like all of us together to that next level to get those results that we're looking for? What can we do that can help our team build each other up?
Like now.
Like your vision is to get to these results. What can we do together to come together as a team to help you get those results? Because what's best for the team is what's best for every individual member within that team. And that's the power of masterminding, because you get access to, to creativity levels and intellectual levels that maybe you're kind of stuck at and just need like a fresher perspective because, maybe you're just like in a rut.
And you can imagine how many times we hear things, one sentence things that change the way we do business.
What?
That is, I can't even imagine how. This is why a lot of the times I overtalk. I just talk because I want that conversation to keep going. I don't want to stop learning. I feel like if I can pick up a game-changing sentence that makes my income double, triple, or whatever it is, no claims about anything right here. I'm just sharing with you that these are things that I've heard at the events. Okay, now we've been able to do big things in our business, and can you honestly give credit to anything else? I mean, we have of course, we have our products, our leaders, our mentors, things like that. But the actual overall experience of what we've been able to accomplish in the past 18 months, could that have been done without attending these events?
Oh God, absolutely not. And that's not even like a hypey claim just because we're talking about events. That's like legit truth, guys. We have, like he said, we have our specific business that we're building online does have amazing educational products that can help take any business to the next level, that can help any person looking to market a business, regardless of the type, market that business correctly to increase the revenue they're looking for that business. And those products, don't get me wrong, they have completely transformed every possible thought that we ever took the time to think about how business was built online, and just totally shifted it, and has allowed us to grow and expand. They've been amazing. But the events, if you were to couple what we learned from our products with what we learned from events, I mean, it's like a complete whole nother level.
You got to imagine that this is coming from people who had zero internet experience, like we mentioned in our story, to now we've been able to get people into our business in our sleep. We've actually been able to have people sign up into our opportunity in our sleep from things that we did before, just because we did them right. We're doing things that we're being taught, and the things that we're being taught are stuff that are being taught from like face-to-face on stage from people who have made millions within this industry. And that's one of the big drives for us right now to be in front of you, is to share this stuff with you in hopes help you break through to that next level. If you're making excuses about getting to Nashville, you can at least, for us, we decided 18 months ago to invest our whole wedding savings. Okay, so if you're sitting here thinking, I live in Washington, or I live in Seattle, Washington, and Nashville's halfway across the country or all the way across the country, and I don't have any money, I only make, how much an hour, and I don't have any savings. And there's so many excuses that you can come up with, just like we did. We didn't even take action for 7 months. So I'm not judging anybody right now. But we didn't take action for 7 months, 8 months. And then when we did, guess how the only way we could take action, because we didn't make decisions prior to that were good enough to have a sustainable savings, we had to literally invest everything we had for our wedding, which was, of course, our savings. We had nothing left. We were left with zero and just the opportunity. And that's why we know that anybody right now watching this.
Oh, and the first event that we had to go to right after the decision
was within a month.
We live in Las Vegas,
and they're going to
we had to go to Miami.
Yeah.
So for us, we did. We kind of had that moment where we're like, oh my gosh, like we just invested everything we had. We have no money. Like, how are we going to do this? We can't go. Oh my gosh. And we started coming up with what we felt at the time were legitimate reasons.
And saying a lot of, well, I guess we'll just have to sell. We'll have to, see results before we end up going to the event. When that's like the opposite of how it should be.
Every time you go to an event for your industry or for whatever type, whatever it is you're attempting to do for yourself, anytime you go to an event, you will walk away being able to generate more results in some aspect of your business or life that will ultimately get you to your end results that you're looking to get.
And how can we say that?
Because it's happened with us in our business every single time that we've been to an event, we have been able to, like, it's been crazy. We've been able to look at each other and be like, holy crap. Like, look, we went to the event wanting to know how to get here. And we just went to the event. We learned what we needed to learn, and we came back, and within like 2 or 3 weeks, we've got what we needed to get. Oh my God. So wait, if it worked this time, then it'll work next time. If it works next time, it'll work the next time. And every single time it has worked for us. There's always been an area in our business and our personal lives that has been able to see a positive result of growth from us attending those events.
And what would that do to your business or your life if every 90 days, not only did you get a recharge, so your motivation was through the roof, your desire was again just through the roof, but your relationship with your woman or your man or whoever you're with actually improved? If your offline businesses and your offline engagement actually improved, your communication with others, your leadership skills, what would that do for your life in the long run? You know what I mean? Like, it's the one thing that Jim Rohn likes to say, it's not a Snickers a day, right? It's not a Snickers a day. If it was, we'd all, and that's, I forgot why I was saying that, but that was funny. It was,
now he wants a Snickers bar.
There was a reason for that. I was going to say, but either way, you want to get to these things on a consistent basis, okay? And you want to do things consistent that are going to help you, because a lot of people are going to make those excuses, fall into bad habits. And when they do that, then that becomes their new habit. So don't make excuses. I think that's what I was trying to get at.
Because the saying is an apple a day keeps the doctor away. So whenever you do something healthy for yourself every day, it builds positive reinforcing habits that get you to experience overall long-term positive results with your health.
Yes.
And so by building up good habits, the moral of the story, by building up good habits, you're able to see positive results.
And he's saying basically the funny thing about it I found so funny is that the saying is not, it's a Snickers a day that'll keep the doctor away, right? Because if it was, then we'd all be in trouble. But that's the case right there. And so when you listen to, or when you get to these events and you start to surround yourself with these people, it's done things for our business that I couldn't ever give any other credit to, and like she said, or like we mentioned, the time with the time that we get to see others grow as well, we get to see everybody every 90 days too. So not only do they get to see their teams grow and we get to see our teams grow, but we get to see the leaders grow. And we get to see people that are around us grow. So it's really cool when you get to bring everybody together in a collective space. And, 90 days ago, nobody was getting the results. I shouldn't say nobody, but a lot of the people, a majority of the folks that are there, they were doing less than 90 days ago than they were now. Mm-hmm. And so to share in that excitement and to be able to give that, that confident kind of relay to your team and to future people who want to join you, it's self-calming. It lets you understand that I am in the right place. I'm doing the right thing. I feel good about it, and I'm helping others along the way. And I haven't found too many opportunities that allow you to do that.
Me neither. I certainly don't remember any of that coming from any of the
serving jobs that we've
had. That's for sure. I think the only type of events that we ever had was like for alcohol training, or like with me, children's certification training, or the lovely meetings where they just sit there and point their finger and tell us all the terrible things we're doing wrong. And they're just like, yeah, go be better.
Yeah.
Yay, team. Go team, go.
Go team. It doesn't work like that. And for anybody who's been to like a Tony Robbins seminar or something like that, I've never been to a Tony Robbins seminar or nothing like that, but I assume that Tony Robbins seminars they're strictly personal development. Okay, so if you've ever been to like a Les Brown or Eric Worre still network marketing.
Well, yeah.
So
okay.
It's just, but if you go to like Les Brown, you go to the Tony Robbins, those folks are going to be working on your mindset, strictly mindset. No business is going to be delivered to you. Okay, and that's the big difference between the events and the seminars that are getting put on by those people. If you've been watching this and you're like, well, I've been to things like that and I didn't see any change in my business. Well, you probably went to something where they were working on your mentality, which you still should have saw something. If you were paying attention, you still should have saw something, because the mentality is actually the first place. So Tony Robbins and them are actually onto something, because if they could get you in the first stage, then the business aspect is a piece of cake. Making money just comes naturally once you are in the correct mindset. So they're right. They're just not giving you the specific strategies to tailor to your business. What we get to do, and what we're encouraging you to do, is to join us in Nashville so that you can then take your passions or your current business
and business specific strategies.
Exactly. And that's the big difference between the seminars that you might see and what we're offering today. So if you've been watching this, you're probably struggling thinking.
Yeah, you've been, you most likely realize that, I want something different, and you've been spending time looking for something to provide you with whatever it is that you're looking to have in your life that you don't currently have. And, you've been seeing all of these opportunities pop up online talking about how, you can make a lot of money. And you've been wondering, okay, well, that sounds cool, but is this legit? Is it even real?
How do I do it?
Exactly. Well, easy solution to that thought process is by taking an opportunity, right? Going ahead and locking arms with us, for example, and getting to the next event, which happens for us to be in Nashville next month from April 24th through the 26th. You'll get to meet us. You'll get to see that not only are we real, but you'll get to see our entire community is real. You'll get to see that there's people who were once living homeless in a van in Hawaii who are now multimillionaires, helping thousands of people every year make that same type of transition in their lives. And you get to see, hey, they actually want to see me succeed. I have a weird, crazy passion, and it doesn't matter because they want to help me make it come real. The only way you're ever going to experience that is if you take yourself out of your comfort zone and you get to an event like the one happening in Nashville.
And so if, oh man, I had a...
So basically,
that's what I was going to say. So also, it's not just getting to the events that we want to encourage you for, to say, hey, look, you know what, just get to the events and we'll see you there later. What we're doing for those who take action today, and specifically today, only today, it's today only. If you are going to be able to push the button over here, lock arms with us, and decide to access the blogging platform that's going to allow you to join our team, that's going to get you exclusive access into our private masterminding session. Now, this mastermind session is going to be over a nice dinner in Nashville, our treat and everything like that, to be able to allow you folks who are new into the business to ask any questions that's on your mind, get strategy, get anything to dig into our mindset and our process. That's what we're offering you. So it's not just get to the events, it's get to the events with the harmonious duo. That's what we're asking you to do, because it's going to take your business to great lengths if you apply what we're teaching.
Because it's better to build a business with support than without it. And that's what we're ultimately offering you. We're offering you support with your business. Right. And in order to see the type of lifestyle that you truly want for yourself, regardless of what that lifestyle is, you're going to need support to do it. And that's what we're offering you in Nashville. So the opportunity that he offered you over to the right is your opportunity to activate your account by getting your blog. And then once you do that, you'll be able to see where you can purchase your tickets to Nashville. And for those of you who take action today, you're the lucky ones who'll get the private dinner mastermind with us. You're going to be the ones who get to ask us all kinds of crazy questions and really just kind of dig deep and figure out some things about us, about yourself, about the business you want to build. And you'll be able to basically get like a fast track start to the results that you want for yourself, your life, and your business. That's what we're offering you. But you're only going to get that by taking advantage of the opportunity we're giving you right now.
That's right. And as soon as you access your blog, we're going to be meeting you on the other side of that to walk you through the system and the process so that you don't feel lost. We're not just going to allow you to walk through that and then meet you in Nashville like we said. No, we're going to be in touch with you over the next 30 days. Make sure you get set up fast, right, and prepared for success so that when we meet in Nashville, you could actually have your first result. You could actually have an online sale before we meet each other. Now, that would be awesome. That would be a big reason for us to continue on doing this. You see what I'm saying? So if you found any value in today, click button. If you heard what we said and you saw what we saw in this, then just push the button, join us. We're happy to mentor you. We're happy to coach you. We're happy to give you the strategy and the steps that we took. And
know that we're taking the risk completely out of this equation for you. You get a 14-day money back guarantee if for whatever reason you don't see the value in what we have to offer. So there's really nothing to lose.
That's right. So you guys enjoy your day. We hope you found value in today's hangout. Come back tomorrow. I think we're going to do one before you leave to Colorado. So yeah, come back tomorrow, same time, 3 o'clock. And we'll see you guys then. Take care.